Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Shut the Front Door podcast. This is Johnny from Harvey, Goodman, Realtor, broadcasting live on a late Thursday evening here at their St. Clairsville office studio. This is the Real Talk About Real Estate podcast, so anything that you have to say, we open the comments up for debate, liking and sharing. This is an interactive podcast where anything you do should show up on the screen, and especially behind me. So anyways, today I bring to you a discussion here. Let's see who we got. Let's see, someone had just shared. Let me pull this up. Beth, thank you for the share on the screen. And I got my significant other just off screen behind me. We're putting in a late evening this evening. Anyways, I opened the table for discussion about doing things yourself, whether you should, your success stories, your failures, which you're about to hear about mine. If you can't see my finger here, I decided to be an HVAC tech over the weekend, or actually over this week. Anyways, doing things yourself. I like to think of myself as a savvy guy. I've built the studio. I built this jukebox behind me, at least refurbished it. I have, you can't see off camera, but there's multiple pinball machines. There's an arcade machine over here. Everything that you see here, pretty much I've had my hands in. I've worked on cars. I've worked on houses. I've worked on, you can go on my Facebook right now and see a video, a time-lapse video of myself and several other people. Shout out to Diamond One Construction and the crew there, helping me put a roof on my house not even more than a few weeks ago. So again, I like to think that I can turn some wrenches and figure some stuff out. I'm pretty technical savvy. So I get a call from my tenants over in Martins Ferry that says their AC went out during the heat wave. Imagine that. And that's, I need to go diagnose this thing and help with coming up, at least getting it back on. And it turned out that the fan blade had actually made contact with the outer the outer shell of the unit and basically exploded. The fan had broken into several pieces, so I had to replace the fan blade. And so I go and do that, put the fan on, everything's fine, an easy fix. But again, I'm not an HVAC technician. And I put the fan on backwards, wrong orientation. So the next couple of days, it worked briefly, but the next couple of days, it wasn't expelling the heat enough, and the compressor just didn't want to work, overkill. And now I'm left scratching my head, man, what am I going to do with this thing? So I go back to the unit, and I'm trying to work on it, seeing if the compressor's blown, put my hand right into the fan blade. Dang near cut the tip of my finger off, which again, the reason I'm bringing this whole story here is because I'm not an HVAC tech. I'm a real estate agent. I should stay in my own lane, right? I thought I could do it on my own. And sometimes I can do the work equal to or even better than people I could have hired, but not always. And that could have ended in significantly worse circumstances, much more consequence. I got lucky. When dealing with the single largest financial transaction of your lifetime, whether you're buying, whether you're selling, don't be like me and put your hand in a fan blade. All right. I learned the hard way. Luckily, it wasn't anything worse. But again, it's not uncommon for me to field phone calls on a daily basis of people who are selling by themselves, running into issues, whether it's an inspection issue, whether it's a title issue, an appraisal issue, trying to know your options and, what to do next. It's not necessarily hard to attract buyers to a property. Houses will oftentimes sell themselves. What is hard is dealing with the entire transaction, nuancing around every point of failure, dealing with the inspections and title and appraisal, like we just said. And if something happens, what do you do next? And it's not just those either. It's about even contractual documents. Whether you're buying in Ohio or West Virginia, for example, requires two completely different sets of documents regarding just disclosure just by itself. Things like lead-based paint, for example. If your house was built before 1978, you're required by federal law to have a lead-based paint disclosure. So if you know all the ins and outs and you know how to navigate every single little item that can come along the way, then hey, by all means, doing it yourself might make the most sense. But just be aware, as simple as it is to change a fan blade, as you think it would be, I could have had much more devastating circumstances. I work with people, again, on a daily basis that I wish I could have been involved a week prior, even a day prior. Because by the time I usually get phone calls to try and solve problems, sometimes it's a little bit too late to get involved. So again, this message goes out to people who are thinking of entering into the market, whether you're buying by yourself, whether you're selling by yourself. Consultation is always free. I can't state that enough. Myself, I got my significant other, I got Beth Gowdy over here right off screen. We're putting in a late night together. I got my partner's office here, Scott Connors and Aaron DeArmond. Anyone on our team, anyone with Harvey Goodman for that matter, anyone here will gladly sit down and just discuss your goals and what you're trying to achieve and what you're looking to do. If nothing else, we can maybe give you a little bit more insight so you don't put your hand in a fan blade like myself. So again, this might be a little bit of a short podcast, but reaching out to people, I had a little bit of an epiphany that I got a little bit too big for my own britches. I thought I could solve something. The next time, I assure you, the next time I have an AC issue or a furnace issue or something that I'm not 100% nuanced in, I'm not going to go diving into it myself. I'm going to keep my hand this time. Anyways, that's my caution for today and my harrowing tale. If you're watching this later, feel free to debate me in the comments. Anything else, like I said, sharing, liking. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not on the YouTube channel. We have other events on here other than this podcast. There's plenty of other activity. And anyways, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.